What's going on, everybody? Travis with REC Garage, and today we're going to be mocking up the bumper, trying different height, seeing where we want to put it. Daniel's probably coming over in a few minutes, and we're going to get that placement perfect, just the way he likes it. I got the bumper here. We're getting ready to assemble again with the shorties, now that they're all welded up. And we'll put it on there, figure that stuff out, and also figure out where or how he wants the bumper brackets to be made. If we want to cut little spots in the front end, which I don't want to do, because I think if he has, you know, if he wants to run with the bumper off, it's easy, just unbolt it and you won't have cutouts where there needs to be a bumper. We'll see what he thinks about that, because like I said before, I think the front bumper on here is not a safety thing. He didn't plan on running a bumper in the first place, so it's not like not having the bumper brackets directly in line with the frame is going to be an issue, because we're not putting it on for safety, we're putting it on for looks. I think so. That's the way we're going to do it. We'll see when he gets here. So right now I need a coffee because I'm getting a headache. Damn coffee addictions. Catch you back when I have my coffee. All right, so we also want to try to get lower in the front here. So looking at that bag cup, I was measuring, and there's like 3 inches from the top of the bag to this spring perch there. But on the back, it's kind of, see how it's close to the frame rail there? And it'll get closer to the frame rail the smaller you go. So I can't go the full 3 inches because the bag will hit the frame. Probably gonna start off, put it down like an inch. I'll tack it, put it back in, see where it's at. Then, you know, subsequently cut more and more. And I'm also looking at, well, not right now, I will be looking at the tire on where it sits, because we don't want it to sit on the fender when it's all the way down. I want it to be close, but not to sit on the fender. Back here, we get a bunch of room, and it gets closer like here-ish. That's where we gotta watch out. And I think that'll hit before anything suspension-wise, when I cut it down. Yeah, that's another thing we gotta look for. But, you know, 1.5 inches is quite a bit. If you're looking just at this height here, I know my ruler starts at 2, but 1.5 inches is where my thumb is. The whole fender is down that much, that's a lot. 2 inches, it's down that much. You're almost to here. Yeah, you're like here on the rim. That's stuck on a lot of rim. Right now you're like almost level with the top there. So yeah, even if we go a little bit more, it'll look like a lot. And you know, 1.5 inches on the bottom here, that's 1.5 inches lower, that's 2 inches lower. Like, that's a lot. The bottom was like here. That's pretty low. And obviously over there it's going to be a little less, or will it be more? All right, guys, just hold your panties. I'm going to be bolting something together. Hope you don't cringe too hard. that's it right there. I don't know much about style, but I think that's it right there. The chin is lower than the middle, but you don't see the upsweeps from the top of the bumper unless, like, obviously you're close to it and you can see that vantage point. And also the fenders don't go below the bumper. I don't know if you need them to go below the bumper. I think it looks good the way it is. Maybe a touch lower, touch higher could, you know, I don't think it'll make or break it for me. We'll see what Dano thinks, but I think it looks rad. So rad. I wish this was my car. Maybe someday I'll try to buy it from Dano. Probably not. Or I'll convince him to put it in his will for me. So when I'm like 60, I'll get it back. Not that I ever had it, but feels like it's mine. You know, I've done enough to it. All right, so Dano just left. I had a bite to eat. He was here for a while. Just like I thought. Pat on the back, Travis. Bumper placement was perfect. Even when he got out of his truck, first thing he said, I think the bumper's perfect. What do you think? I think I'm onto something with the bumper. Now I need to mount it. And I think I'm gonna do that first before we cut down the bag mounts. Now I have a defined height that I can jig and work from. I can just air the front out, put those two blocks underneath the bumper, and that is where I can work from and make the bumper mounts, yada yada yada. I really don't want to modify. Fucking raining on and off. See, this is great. So I'm not going to modify the cups is what I'm trying to say yet. I will, but that's after the bumper. So I need to get material for the bumper brackets, and I think before that, or before or during, I gotta make like little templates so I can see what shape the brackets need to be before I even, you know, start bending stuff up. But yeah, that's pretty much that. One thing I forgot to put on my list for this car, I have a tiny little list of stuff I need to do. It's really not that big. I forgot that we wanted to make a tray for the rear bumper here, something that'll kind of curve in here to this edge, and then once it travels here, it's gonna like move out maybe 1/4 of an inch and follow this curve all the way. And same thing on the other side, and the tray is gonna go all the way to under here. So it's kind of gonna bumper tray, rock guard, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna cover the bumper mounts. It can be removable. I don't know if we're gonna weld it to it or what's going on here. I'll get with him and see what he wants to do. I personally don't like these bumper guard things. I say just chrome the bumper mounts and it'll look good. I don't think you need to have a tray on it, but not my car. We'll do whatever he wants. And there was some talk about making one for the front, but that I had to put my foot down on that one. That's a hard no, because then you'll just ruin the whole look of the front end. We're not putting the bumper on to hide the front end at all. It's just kind of to give it a different look. We're not doing anything like that. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Right now, I'm not sure what I want to do. I got to think about it. I think I might even start mocking up the bumper brackets on what shape they need to be. I can't push it out and work on it because it's raining now. We need to get another car cover for Kelly's coupe, but yeah, everything's getting wet. Great. Glad I have this. Kelly's garage that I evicted her from. But can't wait. Hopefully the fittings are supposed to be coming in for the last carburetor on this. Hopefully I can get that squared away and get that done. So I don't know. Now that it's raining, I think I've kind of changed gears on the 36, and I'm gonna wait on it and I'll probably stiffen up the BBS rod's alternator bracket because that needs to be done. Yeah, I'll do that instead. Stiffen this thing up. Alright, so first things first, I am going to make a pad that this thing kind of sits on and interfaces with the front of the intake. So this has got nothing, so this pretty much just bolts in, and this is kind of free to move around in a sense, so that's not good. First I'm going to put those on there. Oddly enough, it's not that deep, so I was about to use this stuff, which is 3/8 thick stuff, for this pad, but then I realized it's not going to work. It's not going to do what I think it's going to do. I need to change that to something else. I think it's 1/8 inch that it's in. I need to go measure it again, and then I'll get the right material. And I only really need to put 3/4 inch strips on each side of this hole, or this groove here. It's not a groove. What is that? That. So 3/4 on each end, because this is 3/4. 3/4, 3/4, 3/4 equals 2 1/4, and that's the size I need. That should be right there. I just gotta find out what material to use, and then I'll use this stuff, the 3/8, for making this sturdier. Kind of make a web across the back, hopefully. Yeah, that'll work. I'll cut a small strip out, you know, bend it so it's correct, and then add a bigger chunk here. Make it all look like it's one piece. That should keep it from rocking and rolling all over the place, because I really don't know what else to do, because like he said, they don't make an offset alternator bracket. They make offset generator mounts, but they do not make an offset alternator mount. They make a straight up alternator mount, but that's not what we need. Here it is. Here's what I'm going to use. A little over 1/16 of an inch, but this will work just fine. I need to just make a strip, 3/4 by, geez, I don't know, 4 inch. Okay. I just need to cut these out. Unfortunately, I gotta cut them out with a whizzer wheel because my bandsaw blades are all broken. I could run out, but that's like 45 minutes wasted. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna run out and do a test for fit in the rain. Now I just gotta add some support on the back side. Should be alright. That's hot. Okay, let that cool off. Now I gotta cut this piece out and weld it. Well, I think you need to bend that big piece first, but you know. Alright, so here is thick ass pieces of, you know, stiffener plate. So we're gonna get this all welded up here. I get it tacked in, make sure, you know, the alternator still fits with it on there, and then fully weld everything and it should be alright. I know this fits good on the front of the intake already. So that's a win, and that line right there is where the intake is, so I know this clears it. It should be good. Get to welding and grinding and making this thing look good. I know it doesn't look good right now, but it will. Trust me. So with some filler. Cool. Come on. Help me out here. Be a pal. check if the alternator fits on there, which it should. And then, yeah, go to town, welding this thing, huh? This shouldn't flex. Shouldn't flex anymore. Alright, here it is. Got the groove there for the intake, and then the gusset around the back. Contoured all the welds, so it kind of looks like it may have been cast that way. I don't know. It's stiff though, I'll tell you that for free. Heavy. Heavy duty. So, let's put the alternator back on and see how it fits. Oh yeah? Raining again? Well, that's that. I'll try to get some shots of it if it stops raining, but that is stiff. That shouldn't go anywhere. So, kind of took care of all your qualms about this car. The alternator bracket's fixed and the fuel lines are hard lines. Alright guys, see you next video.